Please like and subscribe. They have support the channel in no cost nothing. Australian share it.
All right, men, load your weapons. All right, men, load your weapons. Oof! All right, men, load your weapons. Drop your weapons. Ugh!
Hang loose. How's it? Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel.
Keep moving, Cooper.
Yes, since this is a jokey show, I'm definitely going to go a little off script here because it's 9/11, September 11th, 2021. Now, in the past, when it was the
Standing by.
anniversary of 9/11, the attacks on the trade towers in New York, the Pentagon in DC, and then the plane that went down in Pennsylvania, a field, because they were trying to take it back. So that terrorist attack, because that's the label, got anniversaries. It was another year. It's been 10 years. It's been 11 years. But this is 20 years. This is 20 years, a big round, 2 decades, a score, as in Lincoln's 4 score, a score, 20 years. And also we chased the instigator who claimed to do it. You know, he took credit, that's for sure. We know that. And hunted him to Afghanistan, thereby the whole beginning of the Afghanistan war against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, etc., which just recently ended. Not in a good way, in a way, but it's over. And those remnants of whoever is now there. So there's this aftermath, and most people will tell you, I'm not going to go too far into it maybe, but most people will tell you it's been the unity right afterwards. That's what they miss. So yeah, we'll check out the paper, but it's an online paper. I was just looking for it. It's online. But I wanted to get into something because, you know, when my memory, real quick, it was, I had a beeper. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Only one person had my number as a beeper. The beeper went off, so I knew exactly who it was. And they were not in Hawaii right at that point. They're moved back to the mainland because it costs much. And they worked for this company. And the company, I didn't know it then, was on a travel, and they were in Washington, D.C., right across the street from the Pentagon. I didn't know that. So I get the phone call. It's my friend, and he says, they bombed the Pentagon. And I went, ha, ha, ha. I thought he was joking. And this is Godzilla's Pizza. He says, no, for real, turn on the TV and tell me what you see. Because they couldn't look out the window. And they had, I don't know, lights out or power out. They couldn't see the television. So I turned on CNN, I plug them, and he says, what do you see? He says, well, I see the Twin Towers. Then it took me a second. Wait, aren't there supposed to be 2 buildings? And right when I said that, the first building, the building I hit first, collapsed last. So the last building standing collapsed. Right in front of my eyes on CNN. You know, that live on TV. So I saw it live on TV, and it was just, you know, jaw drop. It was up, because you realize what that was. It looked like a match that was lit. They blew out the match, and the top was black and burning, smoldering, like it was just burnt on the top and smoldering. I was describing that, and I was like, wait, aren't there supposed to be 2? And then I saw it slowly do its thing. And then, of course, watching it for hours and hours and hours, replay all day long, because it just could not believe it happened. Just kind of watched it over. And so, I think the first thing I said was, that's just as bad as Pearl Harbor. It's actually an act of war. So, just so you know, that's mine. It doesn't matter. It has no significance whatsoever, but if you collect those things. But I had this different thought. I wanted to do a little old and new, maybe go over some of the papers. This might even be longer than I thought. But, you know, yeah, I'm going to tell you about the second law of thermodynamics, in brief, generally. Because the second law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be destroyed nor created. Now, this is, you know, a science thing. It's used in science, right? And people use it in the ghost hunting world. Oh, that's why there's ghosts. The energy that we are cannot be destroyed, so there's afterlife. You know, and they'll say that. But this is definitely for science. It's like, if heat goes into a system, let me grab a system here. A system meaning a box. Okay, this is just a limited, we're talking about this area right in here, just inside there, and the temperature goes up. There's something that made the temperature go up. There's the chemical bonds being broken that release energy. Something changed, or heat was added to it. Much like you put the pot on the stove, and the heat goes into the system. So heat goes into the system. So if you look at the system, it's like, whoa, the heat went up. It came from nowhere. No, it didn't come from nowhere. It came from outside the system. So it's meant to not confuse. Everything's accounted for in a chemical equation. All the stuff, the reactants you start with, chemical equation, have to balance the products that you come up with. So whatever reacts and whatever is left over, they're not the same, but every molecule is accounted for. And heat in, energy out is all accounted for. That's the second law of thermodynamics. It's all accounted for. It goes somewhere. It doesn't just disappear, and it doesn't poof into existence. It's a science thing. But when, you know, people use that for, you know, oh, here come the ghosties, you know, I begin to wonder, I went to the JFK museum, the assassination of JFK in the 6th floor museum. Horribly expensive. And we were in there, and one takeaway was that there was a whole section, written that was saying, what if JFK didn't get assassinated? What if he wasn't killed? What would America be like? What would happen? And that's why they're saying, that's why he's such a gigantic myth. He's such a great hero, is because we don't know. We don't know, and we fill in the blank. We just figure that if he wasn't killed, he'd just have done marvelous, wonderful things. He was on the right track. He was good. He was getting stuff done. But we fill it in, and we myth make. That's the point. So, And then I was exploring some of the, bad witchery and the devil and Satan and stuff like that and evil. Does God exist? And I watched some of these debaters, and I'm taken back. I don't know how to respond. Faith, you just gotta believe. And faith, you can't prove. So it's like you disprove everything and disprove the Bible. I was like, wow, you just gotta take it on faith. Otherwise, you don't have it. You don't have that. So, just like stuff accumulates. Okay, this horrible thing that happened, 9/11, that was the most horrible tragedy. And it didn't really hit me as disgustingly, repulsively evil until I saw the accounts of people that would jump. So they wouldn't get burned. Oh, that hit, And I'm just thinking that, if these bad things can accumulate into horrible evil in the world, and look at the aftermath. Unity, we're so divided as a nation. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. How did it get unified? Over a disaster? But second law of thermodynamics, right? These things don't pop into existence. People do it. So if people do a bunch of stuff and it layers on top, there's big evil. But if people layer good stuff on top of each other, on top. Sorry. But if people do good things, they can go into movements and social things that happen. A giant positive event. So there's a greater good happening. Are these things applicable to the second law of thermodynamics? Is that good unable to be destroyed? I mean, it's a thing. Why is it? Will it be not a thing? So anyways, as we mark this, and we got the Delta virus and that thing going on. Oh, they were having amount of 9/11, 3,000 people, just like Pearl Harbor, about the same amount, a little bit more. I don't know, 1,077 on just USS Arizona. That's a lot of people, but we're talking like numbers, and then the numbers get bigger and bigger. The virus per day, 9/11 per day amount of people, and we're just numb to the numbers. So here's a little bit. I'm just going to do this little old and new. You change it up. Then we'll whip through the whatever newspaper. I glanced at it. There's a couple of things, I guess. I'm gonna try not to make this too long. See if I can get this. Okay, first I'm gonna slice something into the old ruler. Try to get something I didn't pick. How about right in here? Huh, Psalms. How about that? Just trying to be random. Psalms 88. A prayer for help in despondency. O Lord, God of my salvation, when, at night, I cry out in your presence, let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry, for my soul is full of troubles, and my life draws near to Sheol, which is afterlife. I am counting among those who go down to the pit. I am like those who have no help. I like the forsaken among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, like those whom you remember no more, for they are cut off from your hand. You have put me in the depths of the pit, in regions dark and deep. Your wrath lies very heavy upon me, and you overwhelm me with all your waves. It's a despondency. And now, let's do a... Oh, no, it has to have rubric. That's what I was trying to make. Relation. Just trying to do random here. Okay, so you read. Okay. When they heard this, there's a whole big parable. I'll skip. When they heard this, they said, "Heaven forbid," but we looked at them and said, "What then does this text mean? The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Everyone who falls on that stone will be broken to pieces, and it will crush anyone on whom it falls." When the scribes and chief priests realized what he had in his parable against them, he wanted to lay hands on him at the very hour, and they feared the people. They wanted to get him because they figured it was against him, the Pharisees. Okay. There you go. Old and new. So, just a little something for the 9/11. Now we're just going to look at, I don't know, something. The newspaper.
I need a weapon. Reporting for duty.
Yeah, you report for duty, you betcha. You betcha. Alright, this is today's paper. This is the Honolulu Advertiser. Goodwill is now a distant memory. Shock and grief from attacks. Oh, okay. I can't make it back. Oh, that's what we should do right there. How can we not do back in the day? Back in the day, clowning is a serious business for these kekis who were taken in Tom Hill's during the opening performance at their show 3-Ring Circus at Blaisdell Center. And I can't show you the picture. Why is the pizza? Check out the pizza. Where's the pizza? Oh, shoot. What if I do this? Oh, man. Because everyone's looking at this thing. I was online. I can't show you the pizza. What happened? Oh, great, eh? Anyways, the guy looked like... We'll have to go back to this, I guess. What happened? Oh, come on, man. What's happening? Alright. A little song and dance, a little song and dance. I don't know. This 9/11 thing. Everyone's going, yeah, man. The unity. We were all together. Sure. I mean, yeah, fighting a common enemy. Here, oh, sorry. Here's back in the day, 1980, yeah? 1980. Tom Hill this is Tom Hill. He's making like clown for the kind 3-Ring Circus place. I was like, look at this guy. He's like the homeless, scary homeless guy. Mommy, help me. The clown's attacking. Hi there, kitties. Oh, God. Yeah, they took down Robert E. Lee and they put up Buffalo Soldier statue. Buffalo Soldier, West Point Honors statue, Buffalo Soldiers. Now they got the triage for you in case you get it. 6 people in Hawaii. There's like a gigantic freaking boulder. This is like in Mexico City. Check out this boulder. Holy crap. Talk about a bad day. Typhoons. And here we go with this. And the political cartoon is... Oh, we'll never forget. The lives lost. Yes. Brave responders. Heroes. Notice they promote the... No, I can't play. And our country united. Oh, no, doesn't ring a bell. Oh, how will I have done to that united stuff? No. Alright. Okay, first thing we're going to do is try to restore. What the heck happened? What happened? Okay, number 1. A day to remember. What happened? Survivors, together great assignment. We have them matters. Yeah, now that you know what that one is, that's not the one I was looking for. Here, this one. Prizes. Prizes. Prizes shouldn't be reason to get vaccinated. Congratulations to Pearl City teacher Stephen Can for winning $5,000 for getting vaccinated against COVID-19 virus. Cite article September 7th. But why? Nearly 70% of responsible Hawaii citizens are fully vaccinated, yet none of them received $5,000 to do the right thing. It's shameful that it would take a $5,000 prize to move people to get vaccinated and protect themselves, their family, and others from this virus. Tom Riddle, Hawaii Kai. Isn't Tom Riddle? Isn't that Harry Potter? Isn't that the guy in the Invisible Book? The Little Footprints. Isn't that this Tom Riddle guy? I think so. He's writing letters to the editor. Okay. Don't be so silly. That's not right. That's not right. Not really. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get on this side. Oh, this one. Here we go. One more. These are short, so we're good. Unlike predecessor, Biden knows what to do. It is great. It's great to finally have a president who knows what's happening. The 3 prior presidents attempted to pull our troops out of Afghanistan, but each time the Taliban leaders would start a major offensive and they would set our troops back. I believe we now have a president who will make America great again. And not one who said he loved North Korean dictator who murdered his own uncle to stay in power. Back to Furuyama, Hawaii Kai. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, that's it. Have a great day. Aloha. Say a little prayer for the survivors. And perhaps, the dead ones. Veni Sanctus Spiritus. And we'll get to the question of evil some other day.